This decision was made official by Minister of Internal Affairs, Major General Kahinda Otafiire, through statutory instrument 2024 number 73, signed on November 27, 2024.
This move re-established the Bureau as a department within the Ministry of Internal Affairs, and thus the responsibility of monitoring, overseeing, and regulating non-governmental organizations and civil society organizations moved from the National Bureau for Non-Governmental Organizations back to the Ministry of Internal Affairs. The Bureau is now a department, has been downsized into a department and now supervised by a commissioner who reports directly to the ministry's permanent secretary.
According to Simon Mundeyi, this move aims to streamline efficiency in service delivery.
This is part of the rationalization efforts by government that aims to streamline and increase efficiency in service provision. Key implications, of course, include centralized control, increased scrutiny, and alignment with government priorities. So the Bureau's office, as we speak, is still at the Kingdom, Kampala, and any other changes will be communicated in due course. That is, if the Bureau moves back to the ministry premises, we shall be available to communicate to you.
As part of the restructuring, new staff appointments were announced with a caution to those not included on the list.
So the new staffing is as follows. The staff have already been appointed in the interviews that were held by Public Service 2 weeks ago. Mr. Okero Stephen was appointed Commissioner for the Department of NGO Management. Ms. Oundo Martha, Assistant Commissioner, Inspection and Compliance. Mr. Mugisha Joseph, Principal Registration Officer. Nachom Sophia, Principal Monitoring and Evaluation Officer. Mr. Mukisa Ronald was appointed Senior Registration Officer. Miss Oyul Brenda, Senior Registration Officer. Miss Namakula Mary Lillian, appointed Records Officer. Miss Namwase Irene, Registration Officer. Miss Nabuma Irene, Registration Officer. Miss Nachibuka Stese Mayanja as Inspection and Compliance Officer. And then we have Mr. Mirimiri Fred as a driver and Mr. Mpiruire Felix as the other driver. So we have staff of 12 members, I think down from 42 to 12. This is the staff that is going to man that Department of NGO Management, now under the Ministry of Internal Affairs. Anyone who is not listed is not staff of the NGO Bureau. So I want you, the public, to avoid falling prey, of course, to fraudsters.
In related news, travelers to Uganda should be aware that online e-visa system is currently under maintenance. To minimize disruptions, visas will be issued at entry points within Uganda.
Travelers have been unable to access online visa services, such as applications and acquiring letter of approval to travel to Uganda. So as a temporary measure to minimize travel disruptions, airlines were informed to allow visa-prone travelers heading to Uganda to board without prior e-visa approval. Upon arrival, the Directorate of Citizenship and Immigration Control will facilitate the issuance of visas. So in other words, visas now will be issued at the point of arrival as a temporary measure to minimize travel disruptions for our people coming to visit Uganda.
However, the public is warned to be aware of fake visa portals and passport fraudsters.
All our valued passport applicants to be aware of fraudsters claiming to offer quick and fast services. We do not collaborate with any agents. No one should claim to be a passport or visa agent with connections within our office. We don't have any agents at all. Reports indicate that Ugandans are being fleeced up to a charge of 1 million shillings for passport, and even more, and usually in terms of dollars for visas. So services which are easily obtainable. We have demystified passport applications. A passport now takes ordinarily 5 days for an ordinary standard passport.
Serena Naguja,